Hello again, friends, and welcome to another segment here on Doc G's Wine and Spirits Review. Thank you for joining me today out here on a beautiful sunny August afternoon as the summer slowly slips away. Never like that feeling. But anyway, we're going to change that mood just in a little bit as I talk to you about a concoction that I was reading about, which brings me to today's spot. So welcome, and I don't have anything to sip yet. We're going to do that in a minute. But as I was doing some just general wine reading, as I'm wont to do, I came across an article about a drink that I've been wanting to feature for you for a while. So I figured in my reading, I learned that this drink was actually born in August, back in the day when it happened. So that's what I'm going to feature for you today. So you see assembled here on the table some strange ingredients. I have an open bottle of red wine that I enjoyed with dinner last night but did not finish. I have a can of Diet Coke, I have some orange bitters, and some lemon and lime to top all of this off. So the drink that I'm going to make for you today is a drink called the Kalimotxo. And it is a drink that is all the rage in Spain. It's been the rage in Spain for many, many years. Some people liken it to a sangria, but as you see me make it, you'll see that there's a little bit of a twist on the sangria part of this drink. So the story has it that in the early 70s, the Basque people up in northwestern Spain, northeastern Spain up by France, were getting ready to have a celebration to celebrate a patron saint in mid-August, and they had purchased 2,000 liters of wine. Somehow, the story has it, the wine turned out to not be so good, so as to not disappoint their crowd, they kind of invented a way to cover up the lousiness of the wine by adding Diet Coke, by adding Coca-Cola, which is a big drink in Spain. And in addition to that, they thought they'd mask the poor flavor of the wine with some citrus, using lemon and orange to help cover it up, and then using some Coca-Cola to just see what happened. And voila, this drink was born. The drink got its name. It's not a nice story, but apparently one of the young men involved in putting this together was a gentleman named Kali. And in Basque, the word mocho is not a complimentary term. It kind of means you're not very attractive. So Kalimotxo is kind of the ugly Kali drink. But I can tell you this, we're all going to find out together. I've only had it once, and as I remember, I did not dislike it. I haven't really ventured out to try it again. So we're going to try it here together today. So the ingredients that you need for a Kalimotxo, as I said, you need a red wine, and they recommend that the wine be a young and fruity one. It does not have to be, as a matter of fact, they recommend against using a big older vintage with a lot of oak because it's going to kind of ruin the drink. You don't want it sweet, but you want it dry and fruity. And they also recommend you have some Coke. They recommend not Diet Coke. I don't drink straight sugar Coke. I just don't do it, so I'm going to use Coke that I have here today to make this. They recommend some orange bitters and some lemon and some orange to make the concoction. So I pre-chilled my glass beforehand, which I always like to do. It's kind of warmed up already. I have my lemon wedge. I've got my orange wedge here, which is actually a clementine because we don't have any oranges in the house right now. So you start with the ice. This is how they recommend you make it. You take your 4.5 ounces, which I'm going to estimate here with this drink concoction here. It's about right. Pour that in. Add your orange bitters. Squeeze in your lemon, and they say really juice it. I'm going to squeeze in my clementine juice here, give it a little flavor. Push them down in, and they say to top it off with 3.5 to 4 ounces of Coke. I got a 7.5 ounce can here, so we're going to fill it to the rim. They say don't stir it a lot. You want that effervescence. So here we go, gang. A Doc G Kalimotxo. Salud. That's not bad. It has a different flavor. I have a feeling that the red wine that you use in it will give it a little bit of a different personality. If I had to liken it to anything, it's really kind of like a sangria. It is refreshing. I can see how the Coke and the citrus would just drown out how bad the wine is, because even though there's a wine overtone to this drink, you really don't know it's there. So as you know, with most sangrias, you're not buying vintage wine to make a sangria. You're just buying some, off the shelf, young, red or white, depending on what color sangria you're making, and you have at it. So there you have it. I'm going to post a little bit of a history, some of the reading that I use to come up to speed on this drink called the Kalimotxo. It's also called the Tincola in some parts of Spain. Tinto for red wine, cola for Coke. But if you do decide to make one of these, just remember, don't buy an expensive red wine and don't use any other cola other than Coke. And if you like the sugared up Coke, have at it. That may have made this taste differently. But it's really great here on a warm day. So I hope you give it a try. And we'll see you again soon.